You just can't say it. It's a movie.
Yeah, no.
Come on. Underdog.
Yeah. I mean, everybody remembers Underdog. And even if you weren't born at the time Underdog came out, you've seen Underdog. Underdog was before my time, and everybody remembers Underdog. Now, I'm going to put up a picture of the real Underdog here. Everybody remembers Underdog.
Well, maybe they know the Underdog lady. You got a picture of her?
Okay, well, we'll get into that in a little while. But
I saw that porno.
Oh, sorry. No, Underdog was it was a cartoon about this dog. Now, it doesn't have to make sense. It was a dog who was a superhero. He ran around in a red shirt with a U on it and a blue cape.
What doesn't make sense about that?
Well, what doesn't make sense is that when his alter ego, his secret identity, he was a shoe shine boy.
Well, yeah, that's always a superhero thing. You're humble and lovable in your secret identity. But then the trick is you become like the most powerful being in the world.
But Martin, it's a fucking dog who's a shoe shine boy.
Yeah, you'd think he could just be a dog as his alter ego. Really, he doesn't need a job.
Okay. I
too.
think he's officially overthought the whole Underdog mythos.
Yeah, no.
Okay,
But
it was a 6-minute cartoon.
Yeah, you said Underdog and Mythos right next to each other there. That alone is
That
a little
was my
confusing.
point. It's called irony.
I mean, come on, man. You had talking penguins and walruses. Why is a shoeshine boy dog something strange?
Okay, and wasn't Underdog part of the whole Bullwinkle and
No.
the Rocky and Bullwinkle
No, it
show?
was not. I hate people keep saying that. God damn it, get this right. That was 2 different animation studios.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. We got a little touchy there, animation
Holy
boy.
crap! I didn't realize that was a nerve for you.
Just saying.
Martin's a big Underdog fan. Don't fuck with Underdog around Martin. But the thing is, I mean, I loved Underdog too. There's no need to fear. Underdog is here. Now, the thing is that, yeah, it was a 6-minute cartoon. It didn't have to make sense. It was crazy, yes, but nobody questioned it because it went by like that. You know? So, and now we get this movie that, I mean, this movie stretches it a long way to make this 6-minute cartoon into a film, into an hour and 90-minute movie.
Hey, it ain't the first time that's been done.
And it won't be the last.
No, it won't.
No, we're just seeing the beginning of things with shorter and shorter stuff to begin with being stretched out to movies. I mean, soon it'll be just like, you know that when you get you hit your elbow just right and it hurts really bad? The movie.
Yeah.
Funny Bone, the movie.
I mean,
You'll laugh till it hurts.
this...
Dude, I think we've got to pitch that.
I can tell you what.
Why not? I mean, but this here, man, it's a goddamn dog flying around. Now, this is when it's real. When it's a real thing, and it's a 6-minute cartoon, that's different. But when you look at it and you get a real dog flying through the city in a goddamn red sweater,
Who do you call but Jason Lee?
and a blue bath towel, that's when you begin to say, okay, this is silly, right?
Okay,
here.
now see, here's the problem: is that like, okay, within the Underdog cartoon, Underdog existed within its own universe, and it worked. You know, he was a anthropomorphized dog or whatever. He lived in a world of humans, but also wolves and whatever.
The Underdog universe.
Yeah, within the the underverse, if you will, as we scholars like to put it. But now you got these people who want to make an Underdog movie, but they use a real dog, change everything about it. You know what? This is so different. It's so anti the Underdog cartoon that I think the guy who originally created Underdog, whoever produced this movie, like the creator of Underdog, must have like raped that guy. And he has spent his whole life saying, "I'm gonna get him back and tarnish his memory if it's the last thing I do."
This is what I don't understand. You've got something great like Underdog, and you sit there and go, "How could we possibly make money off Underdog?" And rather than making an animated film called Underdog, they had to do it real. So how did it work?
No, that's the problem with this movie. Look, I've heard some people say it ain't that bad. Man, this shit is bad. Okay, I'm sorry. At best, this is a video that you put on for your kids to watch. It's a video babysitter. You put the DVD in and just to keep them quiet, because any grown person that walks out of Underdog and said, that wasn't too bad, need to have that goddamn head checked.
I don't know. What's your frame of reference? I mean, because it's not based on a bullshit pile of dolls. Okay.
Well, like Bratz, no, it's to me it's about the same, because they have the nerve to like even try to connect it to the cartoon. They at the beginning you got Underdog narrating his own story like this shit is serious, you know?
Oh, like Spider-Man or Peter Parker. If anybody told you my life was good, well, they didn't know what they were talking about.
Yeah, you know,
my life's gone to the dogs.
Yeah, exactly. That, and it's full of puns like that. You know, this dog is narrating his own stories. Like they put up the cartoon, the dog is like, now that's Underdog. That's me right there, and that's Simon Bar Sinister, and this is my, wait a minute, let me lick my nuts real quick. This is my story. You know, and it's like, come on, man.
Now, what I'm trying to figure out is whether that was actually Underdog licking his nuts or whether that was
I was
Korey.
confused there as well, actually.
It's
I'm
me.
right here in the studio with him, and I'm not sure.
I'm gargling with my balls.
I'd have to lick my nuts to get the taste of this movie out my mouth.
I'd dip
Those are
my
some
balls
tasty
in
nuts.
it.
Yeah, I mean, goddamn. I mean, come on. Look, I'll even go as far as to like praise this movie a little bit. The special effects are cool. This dog.
You always find something. You're like, it's got to be something. I
I'm-
saw the trailer. It
No,
looked
wait a
like the dog in the Bob and Doug McKenzie movie.
Man, no, let me tell you something. No, I'm fair. The special effects in this are cool, even though during the special effects, that dog looks abused. It's like they hung that dog up on some strings and blew a fan in his face. The dog just wants to sit down, man. The dog is like, please, God.
That's what I'm saying. Fed the dog a bunch of peanut butter. And
I love to see the dog between takes, sitting on the side smoking a cigarette, going like, it's a living.
See, the thing is that sounds like Paris Hilton in every movie she's ever made.
I mean, this poor animal, man. I don't care what they say at the end of that movie. No animals were abused. That dog did not want to be there.
it
Okay?
had no sense of self-worth afterwards. That's abuse.
I mean, that's the only thing that kept me in that movie. It's like, at least ain't that dog being hung up on a string, having a fan blown in my face. But and the other thing is that there's a really cool chase scene in the movie where he's being chased by these German shepherds and they're on the wall running. I mean, it's some cool stuff in here to watch. I mean, it's not terrible, but for the most part, I'm looking at these actors. Jim Belushi, he's in here.
Jim Belushi?
Jim Belushi, you could tell when they said cut, he went to his dressing room and was like, what the fuck am I doing?
hold on,
Wait,
hold on.
hold on. You can tell Jim Belushi went to his dressing room. He's like, man, what the fuck am I doing? Just looking at himself in the mirror like, what have you become, man?
Jim Belushi has no room to do that. Have you ever seen According to Jim? He's lucky to be in the Underdog movie.
I was going to say, because for a minute there you had that tone in your voice like, John Voight, what is he doing here? Jim Belushi belongs in a movie like this.
When was he ever big? Was there ever a point we went, God, Jim Belushi was so great in that movie?
Can you think of a single person who belongs in a movie like Underdog other than the less talented brother of a dead comedian?
Okay, you got me on
Yeah,
that.
where's Bill Murray's brother? I mean, Moving Violations was a masterpiece compared to anything Jim Belushi starred in.
No, this is directed by a guy named let me see what his name is here. I have it pulled up. Guy named Frederick Duchow, and
Are you serious?
he's used to work. Duchow, yeah.
Oh, God, they picked that because of his fucking name.
Well, no,
He's
it's
actually a 12-year-old Thai hooker.
no, it's Chau. So I mean, this guy's not. This isn't unfamiliar ground to him. He's done a movie, Racing Stripes, which had a talking zebra. Yeah, he did another movie, the animated movie, The Quest for Camelot, which had talking dragons.
Hey, you worked on that.
Awful.
I didn't work on that. No,
Yes, you did.
No,
You were
I
like
didn't.
chief animator on that. Stop lying.
Man, let me tell you something. Where I used to work, for people who don't know, I'm an animator. At the beginning of my career, they wouldn't let me touch Quest for Camelot. That's how.
I didn't know Quest for Camelot was made in Flash.
No. This is kids. You do Flash and animation right now. This is the good old days or the bad old days. We did this stuff on paper, and they wouldn't even let me do that. I mean, I was pretty much cleaning the toilet at the time, so I mean, they would let me touch Quest for Camelot.
And now you're on Spill.
Yeah, no, boy, I moved up in the world. But
Next week, I'm doing fries.
Said this movie is awful, and we realize it's got to be dumb as hell. But is there anything funny about it at all?
no, as I said, there's a few moments in there where I chuckled. I mean, mostly I was laughing because it was so ridiculous. There's people in this movie that I like. Patrick Warburton plays
Cad.
Cad, yeah,
Talk
the
about the
sidekick. Wait a minute, he plays Cad, the sidekick of Simon Bar Sinister, and Peter Dinklage. That's his name, right?
Yeah,
the
yeah,
little
Peter
guy.
Dinklage, yeah.
I mean, that guy's a talented guy, but even he was like, "Man, I'm above this."
I could see that in the trailer, that he had that look on his face, which he often does a lot of times when he plays roles. It just it works, but that kind of like, I am way too good to be doing this, and
Yeah.
people are just putting me in this role because I'm a dwarf.
Did
No,
you
he's
not
fucked up.
see the station agent, son of a bitch?
No, he's doing this because he's like, well, roles are pretty limited for little people right now. Let me see. I have Underdog and Nothing.
So, okay, tell me this. Did he at least try to do Simon Bar Sinister? Simon says, go snow.
Okay, see, that's the thing. Man, this dog is flying through the city rapping while he's flying because Underdog...
Rapping. Okay, Underdog used to rhyme. He's speaking rhyme.
Underdog talked and rhymed.
Yeah.
Rhyme today is rapping. I don't care how you put it, you know. So, and Simon Bar Sinister in the cartoon, he'd go like, go snow. You know, he used to talk and rhyme too. So they do all that, but you can tell it's just like, well, they did it in a cartoon. Like, we got to do it here. In fact, you can see these writers sitting in a room being like, first of all, the idea was conceived like, okay, what we got today? And one guy was like, shit, I don't know, Underdog. And somebody like, yeah. He's like, I was just kidding. You know, no, is that property available? We'll take it. And then the writers who wrote this, you can be like, you can tell that they were in a room. They're like, well, shit, we got to write something. So, and 1 hour, we got it out. Like, just like that. Boom. There's nothing to this movie, really.
Okay, now, Underdog in the cartoon used to take ecstasy. Does he do that?
What?
Huh?
See, you guys never watched this show.
You're right.
In my ring, I fill an Underdog super energy pill. Now, everybody knows what that is. When his ass was weak and about to get beat down, he popped that ring open and take that little pill, and suddenly he was feeling good, had lots of energy.
Obviously, never taken ecstasy before, but regardless, probably maybe like Coke or something like that.
No, dude, I'm telling you, it was ecstasy.
Okay, so that's what these pills were in the movie.
Yeah.
Seriously.
So he had the ring with the pill?
Yeah, he did. No, he didn't have he had a collar, but he did have a pill.
See?
Like he had the mad scientist who was paid by Peter Dinklage. He gave him the pill. Yeah.
I thought it was doggy Viagra.
Or, concentrated Red Bull, something.
No, whatever.
Well, you got to power up Underdog.
I mean, come on. It's every cartoon dog's got their thing. It's that or Scooby Snacks or something.
That's what I'm saying,
They're
man.
all on drugs.
That's true, man. Every dog has a drug that they take.
There are like 2 dogs that you guys can name that take drugs, and all of a sudden it's every dog. You realize this is how blacks got a bad reputation, right?
No,
There were 2
we're
bad
on-
ones.
we're on to
And all the
something
whites
here.
said, oh, it's all the blacks.
No, because why you think Benji's career went down? He was on heroin.
That's true.
I mean, that's why you don't hear about
There
no
were
more.
a lot of Benjis, my man.
Well, they kept.
I know they kept
overdosing.
That's true. They kept dying. Yeah, Lassie was a cokehead.
Ah,
It's
Jesus,
well-known.
we got another dead one. Get us another dog.
And a nymphomaniac.
Throw it on the pile.
Yeah. Cremate that one, get another one.
Underdog.
No, but Underdog, like I said, for little kids, I'm giving this a DVD. I would give it some old bullshit, but for little kids, it's okay. I'm talking about kids who are like 6, 7 years old.
We haven't talked about this yet. How is Jason Lee?
Jason Lee's doing a voice for a dog, man. I mean, come on.
Sleepwalking.
It's like saying, how is Bill Murray and Garfield? Who cares?
What are you doing? You're just asking that to get people riled up. You know how. Come on.
Well, let me ask you a serious question. How does it compare to the Rocky and Bullwinkle movie?
You know, people gave Rocky and Bullwinkle a bad rap. This is about the same. It really is. I mean, little kids like Rocky and Bullwinkle.
Did they really?
I enjoyed Rocky and Bullwinkle.
Are you shitting me?
I am not shitting you. I enjoyed it. It was stupid as hell, but you know what? I enjoyed it. It was like an episode of the cartoon.
No, it wasn't. That movie was dumb.
But for overall, like I said, I mean, this movie is not. It's not good. It's full of dog cliches, and it's really offensive too. If anything, it reinforces the stereotype that little people are all mad scientists. So
okay, so did Riff Raff wear a pinstripe suit and talk like this?
No.
Yeah, Underdog.
No, I think they're going to get Andrew Dice Clay to do it in the sequel. So we got.
So I got my tongue up this dog's ass.
Oh, yeah, arf, arf.
Yeah, man, these movies were so much better. These animal films when they didn't let the ASPCA on the set. When you just like have these really impressive stunts and just kill the dog by throwing it at the wall really hard because it's the only way it's going to look
Yeah,
good.
And there was a litter of 7, so you can just go
Just
and
keep
get another
using them.
one.
You can't
That's
tell
right.
the difference between one dog and another.
Who
Those were,
needs CG when you've got a dog catapult?
I know those were real special effects back then, my man.
Those
were the
dogs,
days.
I think those animals be willing to die for art.
You know how you used to have the real stuntman, no CG back in the day? You had dogs willing to have themselves thrown into the wall.
There you go.
Yeah. Damn, we can get Michael Vick to make the next movie. Sorry, what I
See, you know, why you gotta be down on Michael Vick? I mean, that's more of a problem with this country than it is a problem with Michael Vick. Come on.
Yeah. How come black people can't abuse animals?
That's right.
We were raised that way. At least we eat them when we're done with them. Yes, dogs too.
And Michael Vick lines are good when they go out.
Yeah, it is. That's what I am going on.